Good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Reimer, for the introduction, kind introduction. It's a great opportunity to interact with a business angel network. It's the first time for me, so I'm really looking forward. And it's a great opportunity for us to present what we do at the EIC. I shouldn't forget to say special thanks to George Lysandridis, who is responsible for the HRP platform, because it was through him that all this happened several months ago when we first talked. So I would like to take this moment and really say thanks to George for initiating all that. And I'm confident that there's going to be continuation, and there are also other sectors that we have and cover as the European Innovation Council that I'm sure might be of interest to the Business Angels Network for potential investments evaluation, and to get to know, to see how we work, how we think, how we also prioritize our investments. Let me share my screen. I hope you can see slides. So I'll be presenting, I'll be talking to you, I'll walk you through what we do, of course, in basic steps at Health and Biotech at EIC. We have three instruments. This is a very, I would say, concentrated slide with all the information, but I thought it's better to see it as in a more holistic view. The three instruments that currently exist and operate effectively at EIC. And next to each one, the three levels, this is ranked by what is called technology readiness levels. These things apply also to medicine and biotechnology to some extent, but it makes our work easier. So the early stages are covered by our Pathfinder instrument. You can see that participation of consortia is needed. You can see the average investment per consortium, 3 to 4 million, and of course concerns early stage researchers. And we are particularly interested in excellent research, but we always want to see, that's what differentiates EIC from other institutions. At the end of the tunnel, the potential application in the area of medicine, the potential clinical utility is of key importance. We have the transition. The funding goes to up to 2.5 million. There you have the option on not only consortia, but also single companies, single legal entities can participate. This was quite a novelty when it started and remains to be, in the sense that you cover the level of development that is perhaps the most difficult for companies and deep companies that are based on deep tech technologies, we say, the most difficult for Europe. That covers, you can have also 3 and 4, TRL up to 6, usually up to 5. And the accelerator, which takes more of our funding, I would say around 60% of our funding goes to accelerator, or if not even more, for the later stage of development, where you need to be able to really develop and scale up and get ready for the competition in the real world, as we say. There you can be granted with just a grant, or you can also receive blended finance, meaning funding against equity that can go up to 15 million. It should be taken for granted that after the evaluation, there is also a jury, and our companies, we're talking about single companies at the accelerator level, are pitching in front of a jury, and the jury is composed of people with complementary expertise and proven track record, either in IP or in financing or in science and technology, all what is needed to make a judgment. So this is EIC at a nutshell and at a glance, I would say. Moving for the sake of time immediately to what is our portfolio looks like. You see the different categories we cover. We have projects in all these categories. This is just a breakdown. And this is a dynamic, because every cutoff we are getting more projects in different areas, and all these are classified, and we put them into categories based, of course, on what is the subject of the project. You will also notice that in some cases we go really very targeted, like in the extracellular vesicles exosomes category versus broader categories. That depends, as I said, of who is applying, because we're talking about the outcome of open calls here. But we also have challenge-based call, meaning we develop challenges, we make them calls, and there is a certain logic how we develop these niche areas in health and biotechnology. And currently we have ongoing 5 portfolios of selected projects that you can see at the last part at the bottom of these slides, the areas that they cover. And you also can see here the logic that we start from covering broadening areas, go to more focused and even more focused. And following the global current trends in health, we select those areas, and there is a certain also process of interacting that with experts and other people in the DGs and the commission and the member states until we get to what you see. The 5 portfolios that are described here, which are currently in operation at the EIC. This is just a group after the selection. All these projects, they have contractual obligation, but also it's their intention to work together and establish partnerships, and new small research and project and innovation lines are created for them to their benefit. So there is work at the portfolio level, which impacts at the individual level of the project. And this is our gathering in Brussels when we made the strategy for this portfolio cell and gene therapy that's going to go for the next 2 years. And the bigger industry, we're talking about an industry here of 500 people in this field, in this particular case of cell and gene therapy, has appreciated and acknowledged the focus of the EIC portfolio being at the cell manufacturing. And they sent this feedback letter even to the President of the European Commission, as confirming and reassuring that the selection is best fit to what are the current needs of the bigger industry, leading industry in this field in Europe. We published at the American Association of Cell and Gene Therapy for the purpose to make known what the EIC is doing. And this is the paper in the top ranking, and that had also created an impact in the sense that we were invited to write other papers several times in journals, not in reports or documents, but in peer-reviewed journals, so to really create exposure for EIC and the strategic intelligence and the excellent science that we have, which will be converted to innovation and to clinical utility, clinical application over time. If I wanted to show you in a schematic represent illustration of what we do in an area, and now we're creating a new slide about the cancer area, which is going to be the end of my talk, of what we have done, different events, different workshops, talks and calls, and proactive management is described here. I'm sorry, I have to move fast for the sake of time, so I can't give more details, but it's all here for those who want to see the what is the story in one area of the EIC in health, in this case, the cell and gene therapy. This is just an example of one of our Pathfinder level projects that was acquired by Evotech. Evotech is a publicly traded company in the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, exactly because of they were pioneering in the manufacturing of cell therapies area. So there is activity, and the investors are interested in this project. Doesn't come from a challenge-based portfolio, comes from our open calls. So it's the bigger thematic portfolio in the area of health at the EIC. And this is another project where you see the CEO presenting the diagnostic that they have developed, it's really a big success, presenting at our EIC summit. After our investment of 3 million in this company, the Gates Foundation stepped in. We introduced them the Gates Foundation, and in a record time of 1.5 months, they received another 3 million. And now they're building their manufacturing. It's a Swedish company in India. And it's impressive because there was no other test so reliable, so quick, so fast for tuberculosis. And you understand what is the market and what is the need here, where you get the profile of the MDR, the antibiotics, the known issue of multi-drug resistance. So this kit, like imagine something like the COVID kit, it gives you the answer within 1 hour what antibiotic the physician can prescribe or not for tuberculosis, which is still a disease of concern for the developed countries, not the developing. I'd like to say one word about the horizon and thank again George Lysandridis for what's happened today. He's the one who started. He is behind that. I'm sure you know, but for those in the audience that they don't know it, this platform is important because it gives access to the projects that are funded by the European Commission, investors, policymakers, entrepreneurs. And there is a portal where the beneficiaries, not only from EIC, but from the entire European Commission, they can put their data, they can put their profile, and that is of course very important for others to see and understand in order to exploit their results. And the objectives of this platform is, as I said, to promote all the solution to other people through organizing events like today. And once again, I'm really excited with the event we have today with the Network of Business Angels, and I hope, I'm almost confident it's going to be just the beginning. And there are examples, of course, that one can see, like the Solar Impulse Foundation, of previous successes because of this platform. It's also, of course, in the scope of the platform to help the EEC beneficiaries, the European Commission beneficiaries, to establish partnerships. We live in an era where the partnership is not just an event, is something that becomes of critical importance. I'm sure you read that. A partnership can be a key in the development of a project and the company towards success. So it's like an area that needs specialists, knowing alliances, partnerships with whom, when, what are the criteria. And the platform is a great base to help people get to know, be introduced to the other people that are critical in order to get to the desired outcome, to have a partnership that's going to help to accelerate the discovery, first to innovation, and then to a product or service. So all this network that you see in this slide it helps a lot in creating the key partnerships, as I said, key for the EC beneficiaries. One example from EIC is shown in this slide. This PMD Solutions is a company that was helped a lot by the Horizon Results platform. The company in the COVID area has developed a test that you can measure the breathing rate for patients who are in the clinic suffering from COVID. So it could tell, it was an indicator whether somebody is deteriorating or not, and you can understand the importance of that. And that company benefited clearly from the Horizon Results platform. This is the reason I'm bringing this information to you in this slide. And my last 3 slides concern cancer, because today is about cancer projects. So we have a call which is under evaluation, and you see the title of the call in this slide. So it's very focused. It does not concern detection. It does not concern screening. It does not concern, but it focuses on treatment, and specifically on how you can improve the treatment, how the physician can be guided with novel biomarkers. There are many biomarkers known, but we are focusing on, that was the rationale behind this call. We sought for new biomarkers and assays that are based on this biomarker that can guide the physician, and that is a very competitive area, very much needed, and that was confirmed by the International Agency of Research of Cancer. Their director was there when we presented it and fully supported the need for that call. And we're talking about the United Nations body with focus on cancer entirely, in cancer prevention and cancer detection. So they appreciated the complementarity between our call and what they do. Very, very briefly, you see the 4 aims that are of special importance for this call. As I said, to help in the treatment guidance a lot, the physician, to identify who is more likely to recur after treatment, which is always a tricky thing. Who is more likely to benefit from the treatment, who is likely to develop side effects, who is likely to, and also, of course, to monitor the disease and knowing the progression of the disease. So all these as biomarkers are covered with this call. I would like to stress that scientific officer, senior scientific officer, Jan Willem from Cancer Mission was particularly instrumental, contributed to the preparation of the EIC call. He works for, of course, the DGRNI. And this call is very complementary to the cancer mission. So it is, we're working very close with Cancer Mission because, as you can see here, it's it's in line with their implementation plan, the goals that the Cancer Mission has set, and we are very excited that our call also really helps to achieve the goals that have been set by Cancer Mission. I thought that would be of interest to you because it gives us new information. It comes out from a study that was published by Nature Reviews Drug Discovery. It's a very recent thing, it's 1 month ago. They examined over 300 deals in oncology. Today's topic is oncology is cancer. I believe the result is very interesting because some people suspected it, but now we have the confirmation. Compared to 10 years ago, or even 7 years ago, we have a clear evidence that in the area of oncology, most of the licensing and partnering deals, as I talked before, I mentioned the importance of those deals. And for us is an exit strategy for many of our beneficiaries to license, to out-license the technology they develop to other established players, other companies, are done at the preclinical level. Many people have heard that we want to go late stages, we want to have, we all have, been confronted with that the companies put money when they have clinical evidence. This has changed. In the area of oncology, this is not just a hypothesis. According to this study, it's confirmed. It's new data that we need to start thinking very seriously, and that is why I think also the Business Angels Network it gains importance even more in conceptual understanding of many people who are working at the early stages, that deals and interest can be attracted. Projects can be attractive at the preclinical stage, at the very early phases. So we are talking here about a study. They studied the whole value of the cancer deals that were studied is, as you can see in the slide, goes up to 73 billion in 2019, 93 billion in 2022.
Excuse me, Iordanis, we are running a bit out of time. Could you maybe give it a quick...
I'm closing.
Thank you very much.
This is it. And because of this importance of licensing, EIC has organized before this paper 2 events in licensing to empower our beneficiaries with knowledge that needed to know how to license their technology.
Awesome.
That's it. Thank you
for your comprehensive overview, Iordanis. Very impressive.